Interpreter, you need to be sworn.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to fairly and accurately translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English? So help you God.
I do. Carlos Morales, State Certified Spanish Court Interpreter.
Are you Miriam Claudio Felix?
Oh, she needs to have on a headset.
She needs to have on a headset.
Well, she needs to have a headset. See.
Yes.
Ms. Felix, you have been arrested on a charge of battery and then another charge of battery, domestic battery by strangulation. There is probable cause to support the arrest. Is there a victim that wants to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
None over there. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. State, do you wish to be heard on the bond amount?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would ask the court to set bond as to count 2 at $1,000, count 1 at $500.
On count number 1, I'll set the bond at $500. Count 2 will be set at $1,000. Ms. Felix, you are to have no hostile contact with the victim. You are to possess no guns, weapons, or ammunition. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Good luck to you. No hostile contact.
Your Honor, may the interpreter have the case number, please?
2020 CF 9827.
Thank you.
Jorge Rivera Torres. Sir, are you Jorge? Sir, are you Jorge Rivera Torres?
Sí, correcto.
Yes.
Sir, you were arrested on a charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person, domestic violence battery. There's probable cause in the affidavit to support the arrest. Is there a victim present? I don't see one out there.
No, Your Honor.
I have reviewed the first appearance information sheet. Bond in this case will be set at $2,500. You are to have no contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are to possess no guns, weapons, or ammunition. And I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You do have a case that you were out on bond for. It's case number 2020 CF 5328AO. It's a driving while license suspended or revoked with 2 prior convictions. Your bond amount was $1,000. Based upon the new law arrest under Parker v. State, the court is going to revoke that bond. Your bond in that case will be set at none. Thank you very much, sir. Next case.
Una pregunta.
Ashley Sandoval. Yes.
El caso de antes tiene que ver con el de ahora.
I'm
So
sorry.
the previous case is related to this case?
No.
No entendí.
Because you were
So I didn't get that.
because you were out on bond on the driving while license suspended charge and was arrested on a new law violation, I revoked your driving while license suspended bond and I set it at 0. So you do not have a bond on your driving while license suspended charge, but you do have a bond on your new law violation.
Quiere decir que
Sir, you have the public defender appointed. You can ask.
So does that mean that I'll remain here?
Yes, sir, it does. Thank you. Ashley Sandoval.
okay.
And Your Honor, if the interpreter can get the case numbers, please.
I forget to do that. Oops, I apologize.
It's 20 CF 9808.
Thank you.
Are you Ashley Sandoval?
Yes, ma'am. Sí, señora.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Sandoval, you have been arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery. No, I'm sorry, aggravated battery, domestic violence. There's probable cause to support the arrest, and there's no victim here present. I'm going to set your bond at,
She qualifies PTR.
oh, she does, thank you. You qualify for a pretrial release, so I will allow you to be released on pretrial release. As a condition of your pretrial release, you were to have no hostile contact with the victim. You are to possess no weapons, no guns, no ammunition, and you are to that's it. That's all.
¿Puedo hacer una pregunta?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
¿Hasta cuándo no puedo ver a la víctima?
So, how long before I can see the victim?
As soon as you get out, or as soon as he wants to be seen by you, I guess. But you're just not to have any hostile contact. That means you can't fight. You can't be aggressive toward him.
No, Your Honor, no.
Okay. All right.
Yo más nunca voy a pelear. Yo quiero una familia feliz con mi hija.
No, I'm never going to fight again. I just want to have a happy family with my son.
Okay. Well, I want that for you too. Then you can have a happy family.
Muchas gracias.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
I did not say the case number on that one, but it's going to be said now.
It's 20 CF 9818. And that's all the Spanish that we have.
Okay, and that's all of the interpreter cases that I have.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Bye.
And Madam Clerk, are we going to do Creole after?
No, we're going to do
Thank
Creole now. I'm going to call the...
Brody Lysias.
I have to call the language. Open Creole.
And this one qualifies for pretrial release too? Thank you.
Hello?
Haitian Creole. He's not going to need the heads.
He doesn't need the headset.
Oh, he doesn't? Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Interpreter, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, the clerk is going to swear you in.
Do you swear to interpret from Haitian Creole to English and English to Haitian Creole the testimonies you will receive today? Hello?
Yes,
ma'am.
I said,
Oh, I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, are you Rhodey Lysias?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You have been arrested on a charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. There's probably... Did you hear what I said, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what I said in English?
I do understand clear, ma'am.
Do you need a Creole interpreter?
No, ma'am, I understand clear.
Oh, okay.
Very clear.
We were told that you needed an interpreter, and we had one here for you, but since
no.
you understand English, that's
No,
fine.
ma'am, I don't. I'm good. No.
Okay, then thank you.
You're welcome.
Interpreter, he said he understands English, so he's good.
okay, thank you for your service, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
And, Your Honor, it appears that victims are now present. I don't know for which cases
Okay,
yet.
well, we'll find
so
out.
if I may have just a moment to find out.
Well, we'll find out later. I
All right.
need to do his IA. Mr. Lysias, you are charged with aggravated battery on a pregnant person. There is probable cause to support the arrest. I need to know if the victim is here on Mr. Lysias's case. All right, there is no victim here. I will appoint the public defender's office. Mr. Lysias qualifies for a pretrial release. I will place him on pretrial release. He is to have no hostile contact with the victim. And no hostile contact, sir, means you are not to be aggressive toward the victim. You cannot fight the victim. You cannot engage in any hostile contact with the victim. You are not to possess any guns, weapons, or ammunition. And you are to make all of your court appearances. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's what? Because I
It's okay.
Next case is Jeremy Dean Johnson. Sir, is that your name?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Johnson, you are here on a violation of probation warrant. Your bond in this case is set at none. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, is the public defender appointed?
Public defender is appointed to represent him. Thank you, Ms. Bush. The next case is John Darius White. Sir, are you John Darius White?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. White, you are arrested on charges of battery on a law enforcement officer and possession of 3,4-methylene dioxymethamphetamine, also known as MDMA. There is probable cause to support the arrest. Your bond on count number 1 will be stayed at $2,500. Your bond on count number 2 will be $150. You are not to possess any drugs while out on bond. You are also not to return to the scene of the offense, and the public defender is appointed to represent you in your case. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, can I say something?
You can ask me a question, but I don't
Okay, can I ask you a question?
about your case.
I am an incompetent patient from Expire. I recently was locked up in St. Pete, and I was incompetent for my case.
Okay.
So I'm like a mental not mental, but disability type patient. So yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for letting me know, sir. You can tell your attorney. I need Sir, state your full name, please.
Jaquez Demerick Ball.
All right, Mr. Ball, you are here on a violation of pretrial condition on a domestic violence case. There is a probable cause warrant that was signed. your bond in this case. Your bond in this case will be set at $3,500. You are to have no contact with the victim. Public defender is appointed to represent you. Is there a victim here on Jacques Ball's case?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And if I didn't say it before, the public defender's office is appointed to represent him. Good luck to you, sir. I got a feeling I know who these people are. Can I have King?
Yeah.
I know who these people are. Can I get? Did you find out who those victims are?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are they for here?
They are for the domestic violence cases, Your Honor, and one of them is here for the Spanish. Well, two of them are here for the two Spanish domestic violences that we just finished.
Okay.
And that's Rivera Torres and Sandoval.
Sandoval is the lady who's out. Okay, let me talk to the victim on Ashley Sandoval's case. And she got pretrial release, right?
She did, and with no hostile contact.
Yeah.
Do you need an interpreter?
Hello, sir. Do you need an interpreter?
Yeah.
You do need an interpreter?
You can just call them back.
Okay.
Over there at the Spanish interpreter. Oh, this is
Okay.
Hello, Cisco Unity Connection Messaging System. From a touch-tone telephone, you may dial an extension at any time. For a directory of extensions, press 4. Otherwise, please hold to leave a general message. Can you ask her if anybody out there speaks English and Spanish?
Is there anyone?
Is there anyone out there who speaks English and Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, this is not social distance. Okay.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, I need you to go out and I need to talk to the lady who speaks English and Spanish.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good, and you?
Good. Okay. Because I can't get an interpreter, I need you to tell this gentleman something.
Okay.
Tell him his wife is coming home
Mm-hmm.
and she can't. No, just tell him his wife is coming home.
Okay.
I've already seen her today.
Okay.
That's all I needed to tell him.
Okay.
Thank you. Now watch me say, oh my God, I don't want her home. No, that's not. He can't. He's not. Because the pretrial release already said she can go home. I mean, she's on pretrial release. So.
Who's the other one?
There are times that they're released on pretrial release and still have a no contact and a no return order.
Oh, Lord. Miss Thomas, she could go home, right? Uh-huh. Miss Sandoval?
Did someone speak to him?
Right, I'm in a little pickle there. Victim was able, yeah, victim stayed.
She said for the home.
Oh.
You said no hostile contact. You did not say that she cannot return.
Oh, right, okay,
No.
that's good.
Because we don't know whether or not he wanted to have contact.
That's out there?
But the same dude that she didn't say it, so, no, when she go home.
She can go home. Getting processed out today.
Yeah, we just didn't know what he wanted.
You want a home.
And which case is that? I apologize, Your Honor.
Can the lady from security come in here and just tell me?
We've already done that.
She can't
That's
come
for
in?
her?
She should be able to come in the booth and tell you.
Yeah, can't the
Your Honor,
security
the
lady,
young-
can she come in the booth? I
The
mean,
young lady that just interpreted for you, she was here on Rivera Torres, which we had during the Spanish.
okay, well, tell her to come on back. Now, what do we do with him?
No contact with the victim.
On Rivera
And you were
Torres, we
bond.
did a bond, Your Honor. And he also had the revocation of his out on bond.
All right.
Okay. Apparently, that's not,
Okay, well, all of them gonna sit right there. Who is up right now? Is this is Joshua Frank? Howard?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard. You're here on failure to appear. And it looks like the judge in your case set your bond at $750.
Yes, ma'am.
So your bond is set at $750. Make sure you make your court appearance. Okay,
Hey, ma'am.
okay, sir.
I'm sorry. Is there any way I can resolve it today?
No, not today. You gotta go see your judge.
You are approaching the maximum length for a recording. Finish your recording after the tone.
James Lee Johnson. All right, Mr. Johnson,
Yes,
you are here on a trespass in a structure or conveyance. I find that there's probable cause to support the arrest. I am going to appoint the
You have
public
reached the
defender.
maximum
Yana,
length
can
for a recording.
Can we see
To
if we
send
can
this
resolve this
message, press
trespass
pound
today?
or hang up.
This is
To
James
play
Johnson,
it,
right?
3. To re-record it, 4. To add to it,
There we go.
You have one? I have trespassing in a structure or conveyance.
yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yep. There's probable cause to support the arrest. The public defender's office is appointed. The bond in this case is set at $250. And sir, you are not to return to that location. Yes, Ms. Bush?
Your Honor, if the court wishes and he wishes to entertain an offer, the state does have an offer to convey to Mr. Johnson.
All right, what is it?
It's adjudication of guilt, 2 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no return to the Great Love Tabernacle in Apopka, no contact with any witnesses, abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
Mr. Johnson, do you want to accept that offer and resolve your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a plea form for him?
Just for please, we're not
I don't
doing
have one.
Oh, y'all do plea forms out here? Okay. Okay, so, okay. Mr. Johnson, how old are you?
38,
How far
ma'am.
have you,
Yes,
how far
ma'am.
have you gone? Huh?
38, ma'am.
38. How far have you gone in school?
Huh?
How far did you go in school? Did you
12,
graduate?
ma'am. 12. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you read, write, and understand English?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been able to understand me today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Sir, you want to enter a plea today to trespass in a structure or a conveyance. Is that right?
Plea today, ma'am.
Okay, you'll plea today. It is a second-degree misdemeanor, so that means you can get up to 60 days in jail for that charge. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have different constitutional rights that you're giving up by entering a plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
There's not going to be a trial. You're giving up that right. You're not going to call any witnesses. You're not going to ask the state's witnesses any questions. You're giving up your right to testify, and you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand that the plea of guilty admits to the crime?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that a plea of not guilty denies it?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand the plea of no contest says, hey, I'm just trying to plea so I can get out of jail. I'm pleading in my best interest. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anybody forced you to enter a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Are you thinking clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or medicine or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
All right. So I will accept your plea if that's what you want to do, Mr. Johnson. How do you plead to this charge?
Guilty, ma'am.
All right, I'll accept the guilty plea. I find you're entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing, intelligent waiver. You understand the consequences due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the procedures that we have here. We're not having a plea form. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, order that you serve 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Sir, you are not to go back to the Great Love Tabernacle Church at 433 South Central Avenue. So you can't go back to that church again, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Find another place, another church to go to. And if you see a trespass sign someplace, don't go to that place either,
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
All right. You have 30 days to file a written notice of appeal, or you waive that right. And if you need an attorney to help you with the appeal, I will appoint one. Court costs are also imposed, but they are now reduced to a civil judgment.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. So the interpreter is calling again. Cassandra Wicker?
Yes, good morning.
All right, good morning. Ms. Wicker, you are arrested on a contempt of court for violating a no contact order.
Yes,
There's probable cause to support this arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office. State, what's your position on bond?
The state would ask the court to set bond at $1,000 and reorder all of the safety conditions, including a new no contact order.
All right, I will impose a bond of $1,000. I will reorder all of the previous conditions. Ma'am, you are to have no hostile contact with the victim in this case.
Okay.
Your Honor, the state would recommend no contact
Oh, no
because
contact?
that was a no contact order that she
Okay.
violated.
So you're to have no contact with the victim in this case. Maintain separate residences. And no weapons, no guns, no weapons, no ammunition. And that's it. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
The next one is Jason Fulbrook. Ma'am, are you the victim in the Jason Fulbrook case?
Is it Wilson?
I'm sorry?
What's the last name? You said Wilson?
No, I asked, are you the victim in the Jason Fulbrook case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, give us one moment. We're pulling him right now for you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Can you spell out that last name?
F-U-H.
No. That's not me. Not that one.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Are you Jason Fulbrook? Sir, what's your full name?
Am I being spoken to? My name is Jason Fulbrook.
All right, Mr. Fulbrook, you are here on a violation of probation. Your judge or the judge reviewing your case your judge set your bond at 0. And so that's what your bond is going to be stayed at 0. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Good luck to you, sir. April Andresian. Thank you. April Caroline Andresian.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You were arrested on a charge of tampering with a witness to hinder communication with a law enforcement officer and battery domestic violence. There's probable cause to support the arrest on these charges. I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You do qualify for pretrial release. So I'm going to place you on pretrial release on this case. As a condition of pretrial release, you are to have
And Your Honor, may the state be heard?
Yes.
As there is no victim present, the state would ask the court to order no contact.
All right, you are to have no contact with the victim, maintain a separate residence, possess no guns, weapons, or ammunition, and not to return to the scene. Good luck to you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
how am I supposed to get my belongings out of the room, out of the house that are there?
I will allow you a one-time visit within the next 24 hours with law enforcement to get your belongings. And you'll have that one shot to get everything that you own or whatever you're going to need.
I don't have a car and I'll be homeless.
I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. I'm sure pretrial services might have some sort of services available. I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you. I do know they have social services that are available, so I would reach out to that office. And is there a way for her to be able to get in contact with someone today?
From our office?
Pretrial release, is there anyone she can contact today?
I tried to get help through my.
Hold on, hold
sorry.
If she comes back downstairs to speak with someone, we'll try to assist her with any type of services. If there is any available.
Someone in pretrial release will try to assist you today downstairs in pretrial release.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Lamont Gooden. Sir, are you Lamont Bryce Leander Gooden?
Yes, ma'am.
Is a victim here for Mr. Gooden?
No, Your Honor.
No? Okay, Mr. Gooden, you have been arrested on a charge of aggravated assault with a weapon. Is this the one? Is this the one that they fired two in the air? It was fired twice.
I don't think that was this one. I think this is the case with the uncle. Not the two warning shots.
All right. There is probable cause to support the arrest. I am appointing the public defender to represent you. I see that you do qualify for pretrial release, so I will allow you to be released on pretrial release. You are to have, did you get contact with the, not May? You're to have no contact with the victim. You're to possess no guns, weapons, or ammunition. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. I think I said no contact. And if you lived with the victim, you are to maintain a separate residence. You can return one time within 24 hours with law enforcement to obtain all of your belongings. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Johnny Johnson. Are you Johnny Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you have been arrested on a charge of battery by strangulation, domestic violence, violation of a domestic injunction, and domestic violence battery. I find probable cause supports all three charges. On count number 1, your bond will be set at $2,500. On count 2, your bond will be set at $250. Count 3, your bond will be set at $250. You were not to return to the scene. You were to have no contact with the victim. Is there a victim on Johnny Johnson's case?
No, Your Honor.
No. You were to have no contact with the victim. And not to return to the scene. I think I said that. No guns, weapons, or ammunition.
And Your Honor, the state would also ask for an order that he abide by the terms of the injunction.
And you need to abide by the terms of the injunction. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Excuse me, Your Honor. The scene of the crime is not a residence of either one of us. It is my family member's residence, my uncle and my aunt. The situation just happened there. Would I be able to return there to get my clothing and whatever personal property that I have there, even though it's neither one of our residents?
Okay, remove that condition. I'll remove that condition about not returning to the scene of the offense. So I've removed that condition, sir.
And in its place, could we have a maintain separate residence from the victim?
So in its place, it'll be maintain separate residence. And you can return one time with law enforcement to get your belongings.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Antonisha Mitchell. Is there a victim present for Ms. Mitchell's case? No?
No, Your Honor.
Could you please state your full name?
Antonisha Mitchell.
Ms. Mitchell, you were arrested on a charge of aggravated battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. The bond in this case is going to be set at $2,500. You are to have no contact with the victim and the co-defendant. You are to not return to the scene of the offense. You are to maintain separate residence. You are to have no contact with the victim. You are not to possess any weapons, guns, firearms, ammunition. And that's it. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Eric Rhymes.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, are you Eric Rhymes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Rhymes, you were arrested on a charge of aggravated assault with a firearm and unlawful discharge of a firearm. Qualifies. This is
Just the one.
Yeah. And this one qualifies for pretrial release? You filed, okay,
They don't read the affidavits.
Hmm?
They don't read the affidavits.
Okay.
It's up to you if you want to give it to them.
Mr. Rhymes, there is probable cause to support the arrest. I am appointing the Public Defender's Office. Despite you qualifying for pretrial release, I'm not going to place you on pretrial release in this case. I am going to set your bond at $2,500. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are to have no contact with the victims in this case. You are to possess no guns, firearms, weapons, or ammunition. That's count number 1 is $2,500. Count number 2 is $250.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Cesar Rodriguez. You have 2 cases? Yes. Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, you have 2 cases here. One case is grand theft, 3rd degree of, it's grand theft motor vehicle. There is probable cause to support that arrest. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office. Your bond in that case is set at $1,000.
Okay.
And as a condition, you are to possess no guns, no weapons, no firearms.
Okay.
And the other case, you were arrested on charges of aggravated battery with a weapon and tampering with a witness to hinder communication. There's probable cause to support that arrest. In that case, your bond is going to be set on count number 1. Your bond is going to be set at $5,000. And on count number 2, your bond is going to be set at $150.
Okay.
Good luck to you, sir.
You'll put conditions on that?
Oh, that one, yes, I'm sorry, forget it.
There's something written on the warrant part. I think.
Victim notification.
Attached. Yeah.
Is there no contact?
Oh, you're to have no contact with the victim, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense, and you are to possess no weapons, guns, firearms, or ammunition. Thank you. Josiah Tejeda.
We do have a victim present for Tejeda, Your Honor.
Is there a victim for Tejeda?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, state your full name, please.
Josian Tejeda.
All right. Mr. Tejeda, you are here on a burglary of an occupied dwelling, unarmed, damage to property of $1,000 or more, and battery domestic violence by strangulation. Defense, do you want to be heard as to probable cause?
The only argument I'll have is for the criminal mischief being more than $1,000. I don't believe there was ever any mention of that or the cost of the door.
I don't either. I don't find probable cause state on counts 1 and 3. I do find probable cause on count number 2.
Hold on.
Your Honor, if I may, as to count, you do find probable cause as to count 2.
Yes.
This is the one where.
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
yes.
going to get to you, and you can hold on. I've got to get to one step first, and after I finish this, then I'll call you. Thank you.
Your Honor, in the second full paragraph, beginning with Josan arrived at the victim's home, looked through her windows, knocked on the door several times. This is the victim's home. She refused to open the door, and he told her, "I'm going to break down the door and go to jail." He kicked the front door several times until the door partially came off its hinges. The victim ran into the bathroom, locked the door, and he was on the porch at the time that this happened. He forcibly broke into the victim's home, and he and the state would assert that I thought I saw the strangulation. He also turned on the water, which pooled on the front porch. That too is criminal mischief. That would be criminal mischief beyond the breaking of the door, breaking into the door. I cannot find the battery by strangulation. However, the victim is present, and the state would ask the court if the state may query her under oath.
Ma'am, would you please raise your right hand, and the clerk is going to swear you in?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Jamali Lima.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last
Jamali Lima.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Are you the person listed as the victim in this matter?
Yes.
And on this date, did Mr. Tejeda break the hinges on the front door of your residence?
Yes.
Did you give him permission to enter your residence?
No, he kicked in my door. I have him on footage.
And did you see him kick the door in?
Yes, through the camera.
And when he kicked the door in, did he enter your residence?
No, he was not able to enter because at that point he heard I was on the phone with the police.
All right.
He turned on the water to try to lure me outside. So he left the water running outside so he could try to get into my house. And I also have that on footage. I went outside to turn off the water, and I have him running from one side of the community back to try to get into my house. Once he saw that his tactic of luring me out worked.
At any time prior to his kicking in your door or subsequent to his kicking in your door, did he put his hands on you at any time?
On this date or previously?
On this date or just prior to this date?
Yes.
No, on this date. Yeah. Let's talk about this day.
Okay.
And Your Honor, as I was reading the affidavit, it appeared that the officer was also writing about a prior incident.
December 15th.
He wasn't talking, I don't see him talking about December. I certainly see him talking about August 14th. Was there domestic violence by strangulation on August 14th?
No, he was not able to get into the residence, but that was the intent, yes.
All right, so let's stick to August 14th then.
And I thought that I had read that there was a separate date that was just prior to this. So on this date, he never physically was able to put his hands on you?
No.
Okay. I have do you want to have contact with him?
No hostile contact.
Okay. So you do want to have contact, but you don't want hostile contact? Or do you just not want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Realistically, no hostile contact.
Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I be heard? After revisiting the probable cause
Well, let me
affidavit.
ask you this. Do you have any questions for the victim?
Sure. I have one question. Did you see him enter the residence at all on this day of the incident?
No, he was not able to make it into the property.
That would be my argument for the burglary, Your Honor.
Then let her go then. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Before you go, is there anything else you wish to say?
If you guys can somehow make it to where he pretty much doesn't get in trouble, I just want him to pay for the damages, and you guys somehow seek help for him, that'd be great. But I don't want him to get in trouble like with the law like crazy, but I do want him to pay for the damages in my house pretty much. But yeah, just wish him the best. And if you guys could make orders for anger management, try to get him counseling, because there was a previous case in December that I did not press charges, but pretty much domestic. Just get him help. Just get him help, and hopefully you guys can somehow get him to pay me back pretty much for not just my door damages. My property has other damages to him that I never filed with the police, just due to being naive.
Are you scared of him?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, the state would ask the court to find, as to count 1, probable cause for trespass. And I believe the court said that there was probable cause for count 2. As there is no PC for count 3, the state would ask the court to ROR the defendant as to count 3. The state would also recommend a no contact, no return order.
May I be heard?
Yes, ma'am.
I agree with the count 1 being a trespass. However, because there was no actual entering of the dwelling. For count 2, I would say there's no actual evidence of it being more than 1,000. Okay. She basically just said she's counting in other damages from previous incidents as well as the door for the $1,000. But if we're just only talking about the door on this date, she can't want to bring in from other past incidents that were not reported before to try to gather that money as well with this incident.
Well,
So I would argue that it's basically a
less
misdemeanor.
than $1,000. So I'm going to find probable cause as to trespassing in violation of Florida Statute 810.08 on count number 1. And then on count number 2, I find there is probable cause for damage to property at criminal mischief, $1,000 or more. And on count 3, there is no probable cause for domestic violence strangulation. So on count number 1, the bond will be $500. On count number 2, the bond will be $1,000. As a condition of count number 1, the defendant is to have no contact with the victim. He is not to return to her house. He is to possess no guns, weapons, ammunition. State, can you think of anything else?
No, Your Honor. And is the court RORing as to count 3?
No. Yeah, there's no probable cause on count 3, so I'll OR him on count number 3.
Thank you.
That's the opposite of public defender.
And the public defender is appointed on that case. I can say that. I was waiting. The next one is Clyde Best.
Oh, he's done.
He's done. Thank you very much.
I scanned through that one.
Clyde Basito or Bastille. All right. Sir, state your full name.
Clyde Masdale.
All right. Mr. Basdale, you are here on a battery domestic violence. There is probable cause to support your arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office. Instead of pretrial release, I'm going to set bond at $750. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so let's go back. Probable cause, I do find there's 2 battery domestic violence if there's a victim here. Ma'am, would you please raise your right hand so you can be sworn?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Victoria Catherine Bastille.
All right. Ma'am, how are you related to the defendant?
He's my husband.
Okay, and is there anything that you wish for me to know regarding conditions of bond?
I really don't want to press any charges. He's usually not a violent person. I don't know what got into him yesterday, but I'm not pressing any charges. And I just want him back home.
Okay. Are you scared of him?
No.
Okay. All right. State defense, is there anything you wish to ask?
No, Your Honor.
Sorry.
Your Honor, I do have one question. Over the course of your relationship, has there ever been any other violent acts in your relationship?
No.
And I said I had one. I have one other. Do you believe that alcohol or any kind of substance or not taking medication may have contributed to his behavior?
I don't think so, no.
All right. I have no further questions.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Well, in light of that, then I guess I will do pretrial release on Mr. Basdale. As conditions, you are to have no hostile contact, sir, with your wife. You can return to the residence, and you are to possess no guns, weapons, or ammunition.
Pardon me, did you say he cannot return to the residence?
He can.
He can,
Mhm.
okay, thank you.
He can, just can't possess any guns, weapons, or ammunition. Okay. Good luck to you, sir. Michael Coleman. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am. Is there a victim out there for Michael Coleman?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, you were arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I understand you do qualify for pretrial release, but I'm going to set your bond at $750. You are to have no contact with the victim. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are to maintain a separate residence, and you are to possess no guns, weapons, or ammunition. Good luck to you.
So what is that?
Next case, Christian Guzman.
Yes. Oh no, I don't have any.
Is there a victim for Christian Guzman or Guzman?
No, Your Honor.
No? Thank you. Are you Christian Guzman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you are here on a charge of domestic violence battery and battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest.
That's correct.
I understand you do qualify for pretrial release, but I'm going to set your bond on count number 1 at $2,500, and on count number 2, I will set your bond at $150. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are to have no contact with the victim and the co-defendants in this case. You are not to have any guns, weapons, or ammunition. So no contact with the co-defendant, witnesses, or the victim in this case. Good luck to you, sir. Next case is Milton Daniel Guzman Rodriguez. Sir, state your full name, please.
Milton Daniel Guzman Rodriguez.
Sir, you are here on a charge of domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office. The bond on count number 1 is set at $2,500. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are to have no contact with the co-defendant, witness, and the victim. You are to not possess any guns, weapons, or ammunition. Good luck to you, sir. Emmanuel Rosario.
There is a victim for Mr. Rosario.
Are you Emmanuel Rosario? Sir, are you Emmanuel Rosario?
Yes.
All right. You have been arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery. There is probable cause to support the arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is a victim here.
Raise your hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
Tiffany Price.
Ms. Price, what would you like the court to know about this case?
Excuse me?
How are you related to the defendant?
That's my boyfriend.
Okay. And what would you like the court to know about this case?
He's disturbed. He has a mental instability, and I think the condition should be set that he gets some help before he is returned back to the home around the children and myself.
Are you afraid of him?
Yes, if he's not going to get any help, yes, I'm very afraid.
State, do you have any questions you want to ask Ms. Price?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Price. Is there anything else you would like for me to know?
I like a no contact order.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it. All right. The bond in this case will be set at $2,500. Sir, you are to have no contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You can return to the home one time in order to get your belongings, but you can only return with law enforcement. You cannot possess any guns, any weapons, or firearms, or ammunition. You need to seek. How do I do that? Is there a way for him to get a mental health evaluation while he's out on bond? And if so, how is that done? Is that done through, do I have to put him on pretrial release even though he doesn't qualify? How would I do that?
If he was.
You have him screened for mental health pre-trial release.
Yeah.
You want him to be released mental health pre-trial release?
I don't want him in pretrial release. He needs to have a bond. I want to keep the bond in place. But he needs to have a mental health screening.
We just put that on there.
Okay, so I'll have a mental health screening done. Contact. Not return to the scene and maintain separate residences. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
And, Your Honor, what was the added condition that the court was speaking of?
The mental health screening.
Okay.
I got to add that.
So it's $2,500 bond plus mental health screening?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And the other conditions that I announced. Garrison Thomas. Are you Garrison Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Thomas, you're here on domestic violence battery charges. There's probable cause to support the arrest. Is there a victim here for Mr. Thomas? Okay, raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Kevin Meehan.
Is it Meehan, M-E-E-H-A-N?
Right.
All right. Mr. Meehan, how are you related to Mr. Thomas?
Garrison is my partner.
Okay. And what would you like the court to know about this case?
He's a brand new teacher. He has a master's degree. He scratched my face, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He is not a violent person.
Are you afraid of Mr. Thomas?
I am not afraid of Mr. Thomas.
State, do you have any questions you want to ask?
Mr. Meehan, how long have you been in a relationship with Mr. Thomas?
Over a year and a half.
And over the course of the year and a half, has there been any violence, whether it was reported or not?
No.
I have no further questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Would you like for Mr. Thomas to come home?
I would like him to come home.
No question.
All right. Since he does qualify, I'm going to place him on pretrial release. As a condition, you are to have no hostile contact with Mr. Meehan. You can return to the residence. That's it. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next one is Jason Wilson. There we go. Are you Jason Anthony Wilson? Sir, are you Jason Anthony Wilson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You were arrested on a charge of assault, domestic violence. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Ma'am, would you please raise your right hand so the clerk can swear you in?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Chanel Wilson.
Okay, Ms. Wilson, how are you related to Jason Wilson?
I'm his wife.
Okay. And what would you like for me to know about this case?
I don't think he'll harm me. I think we just had a disagreement. I feel safe around him. I do want him to come home.
You said you don't think he'll harm you. Why do you say it like that?
Meaning I know he won't harm me.
Oh, okay. All right, state any questions?
Ms. Wilson, good morning. How long have you been in a relationship?
5 years.
And over the course of the 5 years, has there ever been a prior violent act in your relationship?
No.
And if something like this were to occur again, would you be comfortable calling law enforcement if you felt threatened?
Yes.
Do you believe that alcohol or any kind of substance might have contributed to his behavior?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. I have no further questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
I will release him on pretrial release. Mr. Wilson, you are to have no hostile contact with your wife. You are not to possess any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. And that's all. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Trayvon Young. Is that your name, sir? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
You are charged, you have been arrested on domestic violence battery. Is there a victim here on Trayvon Anthony Young?
No, Your Honor.
You have been arrested on dating violence battery. There's probable cause in the affidavit to support the arrest. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond will be set at $2,500. You are to have no contact with the victim. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are to possess no guns, weapons, or ammunition. Can I see that sheet?
And Your Honor, the state just, for the record, it appears that he was here on vacation. He's from Chicago.
Okay, well, he's...
And that's...
He's back. Oh, he's back. He was here on vacation, okay.
Yes, Your Honor. I was just, you have the no return, and I don't know if there was a trespass warning or not.
I don't know, but
It doesn't.
you're just not to return to the scene of the offense.
Correct.
And make all of your court appearances. Good luck to you, sir. Next one is Cyrus Brown. Cyrus Brown. I need Cyrus Brown.
I'm here.
Oh, I didn't, okay. Mr. Brown, you have been arrested on a charge of possession of 3,4-methylene deoxymethamphetamine, also known as MDMA, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support your arrest on both of those charges. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office. Count number 1, your bond is going to be set at $500. Count 2, your bond is set at $100. As a condition, you are to possess no drugs, no guns, firearms, weapons, or ammunition. You have 2 separate charges. You were out on bond when you were arrested on the new law offense, case number 2019 CF 122628O, possession of a controlled substance. Your bond is going to be revoked. New bond set at none. And case number 2020CF2221AO, your OR on possession of a controlled substance and paraphernalia. Your OR will be revoked. Your new bond will be set at none. Good luck to you, sir. Public defender is appointed on the new law offense. Stephen Cardona. Mr. Cardona, you were arrested on uttering a forged check. Probable cause supports the arrest. Public defender's office is appointed to represent you. Your bond will be set at $1,500. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are to possess no guns, weapons, or ammunition, and no contact with the victim or witnesses in this case. Good luck to you. Next case is Marquand Clay.
No.
Mr. Clay, you were here on a warrant. A PC warrant was previously found on your case for robbery with a firearm and grand theft third degree with a firearm. Count number 1, your bond will be stayed at none. Count number 2, your bond will be set at $1,000. You are not to return to the scene. You are to have no contact with the victim or witnesses in the case. You are not to possess any guns, weapons, or ammunition. The next case is Matthew Harrell. Are you Matthew Eugene Harrell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Harrell, you have been arrested on charges of possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver with a firearm, armed sale and delivery of cocaine, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of cocaine, and possession of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a convenience store or business, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support your arrest on all of these charges. On counts number 1 and 2, I am going to appoint the public defender's office on your entire case. On counts number 1 and 2, your bond will be set at none.
Your Honor, I do apologize. Just to clarify.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Counts 1 and 2, can you tell me the degree and max penalty? I didn't hear.
The degree, they are both first degree felonies. Because of the firearm charge, it bumps it up from a second degree felony to a first degree felony. 30-year maximum penalty with a 10-year minimum mandatory.
Okay. Thank you.
Count number 1 and 2, the bond will be set at none. Count number 3, the bond will be stayed at $4,000. Counts 4 and 5, the bond will be set at $150. Count number 6, the bond will be stayed at $10,000. Count number 7, the bond will be set at $150. Good luck to you, sir. Bernard Hills. Are you Bernard Daniel Hills?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hills, you were arrested on a charge of aggravated battery with a weapon and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support the arrest in this case. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
On count number 1, the bond will be set at $3,500. Count number 2, the bond will be set at $100. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are to possess no drugs or alcohol. While you are on release, you are to have no contact with the victim or any witnesses in this case. You are not to possess any guns, drugs, or alcohol.
Yes.
Also, Mr. Hills, you have 3 cases that you were out on bond for when you got this new charge, case number 2020 MM 4871AO. Your bond in that you were out on bond, your bond will be revoked. New bond set at none. On case number 2020 CF 2493AO, you were OR'd on that case. Your OR is revoked. New bond set at none. And in 2020 CF 4088AO, bond was set at $1,300. It will be revoked and new bond set at none. Good luck to you, sir. Michael Anthony Johnson. Are you Michael Anthony Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you were arrested on a charge of possession of cocaine and then on possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support the arrest on this case. I'm appointing the public defender. The bond on count number 1 will be set at $500. On count number 2, it will be set at $100. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. Sir, you are to possess no controlled substances while you are on release. And you are not to possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition while you are out on release. Good luck, sir. Malik Lampkin.
Your Honor, Lampkin bonded. Yeah, you gave it to me, Judge.
Are you Malik Dylan Lampkin?
Your Honor, Lampkin bonded.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said that like a couple of times.
Oh. What about Mr. Kaner?
All right. What about Eugene Peacock?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, sir. How are you doing?
All right.
Did you have no horses?
Oh, no.
Did you have him?
It's getting on. Mr. Peacock, you were arrested on charge of possession of 3,4-methylene deoxymethamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have probable cause to support that arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. On count number 1, your bond will be set at $500. On count 2, your bond will be set at $100. Sir, you are not to possess any drugs while you are out on release, not to return to the scene of the offense. Good luck to you.
Okay.
Alfonso Noble.
Noble refused.
Okay. Noble refused. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause to support. Oh, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Counsel, are you going to waive his appearance today so that I can at least IA him today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I do find probable cause to support his arrest. The bond will be set at $1,000 on count number 1 and $100 on count number 2. He is not to return to the scene, and he is to have no contact with the victims in this case. He cannot possess any guns, weapons, or ammunition. The next one is Alexander Roman Lopez.
Your Honor, he's medical.
What are y'all doing with medical people?
Same thing.
Huh? Same thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will appoint the public defender's office in this case. Well, is the public defender going to waive his appearance on this one?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I do find that there's probable cause to support his arrest. To support his arrest on the grand theft, motor vehicle, fleeing, attempting to elude at high speeds, leaving the scene of a crash with property, reckless driving, burglary of a conveyance, and petty theft of $100 or more. On count numbers 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the bonds will be set at $100. On count number 2, the bond will be set at $3,500. He is not to return to the scene. He is not to possess any drugs. He is to have no contact with the victim or witnesses in the case. He is not to drive without a valid driver license. And then on his outstanding cases that he was out on bond for, the bonds will be revoked and the new bond set at none. That's in case numbers 2020 CF 8943AO, 2020 CF 4AO, 2020 CT 4AO, 2018 MM 6757A. No. He was released on his own recognizance on all of those. So his OR is revoked. And then the last one is 2020-18 6757AO. All right. The next one is Mario Taylor.
Yes, Your Honor.
What did he say? What did
Yes.
you say?
Yes, Your
Oh,
Honor.
he said
Mhm.
yes. He's getting old. Mr. Taylor, you were arrested on a charge of driving while license suspended or revoked as a habitual offender. There is probable cause in the affidavit to support that arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is set at $500. Sir, you cannot drive unless you have a valid driver license.
Understood.
And good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Alicia Youngs.
Booking number.
She what?
What's her booking number?
Is that the jacket number?
200
200-179-17. Now I have a whole bunch
She's supposed to be here.
I have all of these sheets and I don't have no people. How this be? Okay, well then I'm gonna skip on to the next one then. Makaya Tyree.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You have been arrested on charges of possession of 3,4-methylene-deoxymethamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support your arrest. I will appoint the PD to represent you. Your bond on count number 1 will be $500. On count number 2, $100. As a condition, you are not to possess any drugs while you are out on release. And you are out on bond on case number 2020 CF1187AO. I'm going to revoke your bond based on your new law arrest. Your new bond will be set at 0. All right, good luck to you, sir. The next case is Alan Dean Roan. Mr. Roan, you were arrested on a charge of violation of a condition of your pretrial release. There's probable cause to support your arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Your bond is going to be set at $200. You are not to return to the scene of the offense and abide by all the original conditions of your pretrial release. Good luck to you. Larry Jones. Larry Eugene Jones. Maybe not.
Your Honor, we don't have a Jones on the docket.
His booking number is 200-17861.
What was the first name, Your Honor?
Larry.
One moment, Your Honor.
Okay, Alicia Young. Oh, okay.
I think they checking. Somebody else.
Corrections officer just said something. Maybe she said one.
All right, Miss Young, are you Alicia? Well, let me get Alicia back up. Alicia Michelle Young? All right, Miss Young, you were arrested on charges of possession of cocaine and then 4 counts of possession of paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support the arrest. On count, I will appoint the public defender's office. On count number 1, I will set your bond at $500. On counts 2 through 5, it will be set at $100 each. As a condition of your release, you are not to have, or you're not to possess any controlled substance while you are out on release. Good luck to you. Okay, so who is? Sir, please state your full name.
Alan Dean Roan.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the state couldn't hear his name.
Can you repeat it, please?
Alan Dean Roan.
Oh, that's Mr. Roan.
Brown? Oh, Alan Brown.
Did you put it over there?
Or did I give it to you?
I don't know. Yeah, no. It's Alan Rowan.
All right,
That's
Miss.
not him, is it? That's him?
Got him as a non-playable.
Alan Dean Roan, that's your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Roan, you are charged with a violation of, or not charged, but you were arrested on a violation of conditional release, a violation of pretrial release. There's probable cause to support the arrest, and your bond is going to be set at $100. No, it's not. Your bond is going to be set at $500. As a condition, you're going to abide by all of the conditions of your original pretrial release. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Can I give you the? $200-17894. Yes, ma'am. Okay, Donta Levon Varnador. I might have some of these a little out of order. It looks like I got a lot of these out of order. So do y'all want to tell me who these individuals are? Tell me who you have so I can find my paperwork.
Your Honor, we have Rafael James next.
Rafael James. Yes, I have that one. All right, Mr. James,
Yes, ma'am.
you were arrested on a charge of petty theft. There's probable cause to support your arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office. I'm going to stay your bond at $250. You are not to return to the scene, and you're to have no contact with the victim or the witnesses in this case. On your case of 2020 MM 505180, you were previously out on bond of $350. I'm going to revoke that bond. Your new bond is going to be set at none. What's the next one, Lady?
James
Johnson.
Was it stated?
No, I'm done, James Johnson. James Lee Johnson.
Oh, he probably was a move up. He probably was a move up. He probably was a move up.
I don't know, I'm looking for.
No, he probably was a move up. On the move up list that we did earlier.
Okay,
So
so I'm
was
doing
right.
Larry Jones.
Jones.
Sir, are you Larry Eugene Jones? No. What is your name, sir? What is your name, sir?
Robert Stevens.
Don't. Your Honor, All right.
Somebody else up there now. I don't know what they're doing.
Mr. Stevens, you are charged here or arrested for alcohol possession or consumption in a public place.
Yeah.
All right. Do you still? There's probable cause to support your arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Do you still live at 3000 Claricona Road, lot number 656?
Yep.
How long have you lived there?
For over 5 years.
Are you planning on, if you were able to get out, would you go back to that address?
Yep. Go right there.
You'll go right there?
Yep.
Would you make all of your court appearances?
Yep.
And Your Honor,
would you stop drinking Colts 45?
I'm gonna have to.
Because I'm going to tell you to stop drinking. You can't drink Colt 45. You can't even drink Miller Lite.
Okay.
Your Honor, if he wishes to resolve the matter, the state does have an offer for him. And it's a credit time served, adjudication, and court costs.
All right, Mr. Stevens, the state is telling me that if you wanted to resolve it today, the offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and court costs. Do you want to take that?
Yep.
All right. How far have you gone in school, sir?
All the way.
All the way. And have you been able to understand me today?
Uh-huh.
Do you read, write, and understand English?
I can read a little bit, and I can't spell.
Okay. This charge is this a county offense?
It's a city ordinance, Your Honor.
This is a city ordinance charge, so it's punishable by up to 60 days in jail, a $500 fine, and 6 months of probation. Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yeah.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or medicine or alcohol?
Nope.
And is anybody forcing you to enter a plea today?
Nope.
Now, when you enter a plea, you're going to be giving up some constitutional rights. Do you understand that?
Yep.
So you're going to give up your right to a trial. You're going to give up your right to testify. You're going to give up your right to cross-examine or ask questions of the state's witnesses. You're going to also be giving up your right to present your own witnesses, and you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be subjected to immigration proceedings. Any questions about that?
Yep.
You do have questions about it?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right. And you did say no one's forcing you to enter this plea, right?
Nope. Nobody is.
Nobody is. All right, then. So a plea of guilty admits the crime. A plea of not guilty denies it. And then the plea of no contest says, I'm not admitting it. I'm not denying it. I'm just pleading in my best interest. So how do you plead to this charge?
The first one.
Guilty?
Yep.
All right, then I will accept that plea of guilty, find that he's entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing and intelligent waiver of his rights. He understands the consequences. Sir, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to order you, how much time, 2 days?
2 days, Your Honor.
I'm going to order that you serve 2 days in jail, and I'm going to give you credit for 2 days in jail. I'm also going to order that you pay court costs. And I'm going to reduce those court costs to a civil judgment. All right, you have 30 days to file a written notice of appeal, or you waive that right. If you need an attorney, let me know. I will appoint one to represent you for purposes of the appeal.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
You too.
All right, you can drink. I just want to let you know, you can drink now.
No, if I do, I can go home.
Yeah, man, about to get lit up. Sir, what's your name?
Larry Eugene Jones, Your Honor.
Okay, Larry Eugene Jones. All right, Mr. Jones, you have been arrested on a charge of trespass other than a structure or a conveyance. There's probable cause to support your arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I will stay the bond at the $500 amount. Sir, you are not to return to the scene, and you are to have no contact with any witnesses in the case. You have another offense. You were out on bond in a case of trespass on property after a warning.
I'll release them.
2020 MM. Hold on, 2020 MM 5519AO. Looks like he was OR'd on that. His OR will be revoked, and his new bond will be set at $500 on that. So I didn't revoke his bond on that one. I just gave him another bond. All right, so you have 2 bonds. Did you understand what I did?
I have 2 bonds.
Yes, sir. I gave you a bond on the new charge,
Okay.
$500. And on the trespass on property, you were OR'd on that one.
Yes.
So I revoked the OR, but I gave you a $500 bond on that one. So you've got to pay $1,000. What do you got to pay? $100 to get out. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I thought they was gonna just offer me 2 days jail time and.
And I apologize, Your Honor. That is correct. Mr. Jones is correct. I apologize, Your Honor.
On both of his cases?
No, Your Honor. I can't plead the out on release case because it has not been filed yet. But I can give him an offer on today's case, and it was an adjudication of guilt, 2 days credit time served, no return to any Orange County jail or corrections property.
No return to jail?
That sounds good.
Yes, that's what.
You want to come back, Mr. Jones?
No, ma'am.
That's what we're hoping, is that there's no return to jail. Abide by all trespass warnings and court costs. And when he's told to leave the property, to abide by that request.
All right, and that's what you want to take, Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right then. So, Mr. Jones, have you been able to understand everything I've said today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay then. How far did you get in school?
High school and a little college.
Okay, and do you read, write, and understand English?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right then. Has anyone forced you to enter a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No, I'm not.
And do you have any kind of mental condition that would make you confused or not understand what you're doing?
No, Your Honor.
All right then. You're giving up several constitutional rights by entering a plea today. You're giving up your right to a trial, your right to a jury trial. You're giving up your right to testify, your right to remain silent. You're also giving up your right to cross-examine the state's witnesses, to present your own witnesses, and to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand all of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're entering a plea to a second?
Trespass, Your Honor.
Is this the second or the first degree? I can't remember. I'll just say it's a first degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail, a $1,000 fine, and a year of probation. Any question about the maximum penalties?
No, Your Honor.
All right. If you are not a U.S. citizen, by entering a plea today, you could be subjected to deportation proceedings. Any questions about that?
I understand that.
All right. A plea of guilty admits the charge. A plea of no contest says you don't admit or deny. You're entering the plea in your best interest. And the plea of not guilty denies the charge. How do you plead to the charge of trespass other than a structure or a conveyance?
No contest.
I'll accept that plea of no contest. Mr. Jones, find that you're entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing, intelligent waiver of your rights. You understand the consequences. There is a factual basis based upon what I've read. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, order that you serve 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Sir, you are not to return to jail.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't know what happens if you do, but don't you come back to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and there are court costs. The court will waive court costs and reduce those to a civil judgment. You have 30 days to file a written notice of appeal, or you waive that right. And if you need an attorney, I will appoint one to represent you. Still, as your case relates to that 2020 MM 5519AO, OR is revoked, bond is set at $500. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
You're welcome.
Judge, you said 500?
500, yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. Sir, what is your name? Sir, what is your name?
Hey there. My name is Joshua Seth Temple.
You said Joshua Temple.
Seth Temple. And Your Honor, the state does have an offer to convey in that.
You what?
The state does have an offer to convey to Mr. Temple.
Brian Taylor. These are misdemeanor vehicles, right? Summer Temple. This is Reed. This is Marcus Brandy. James Limoges. Summers. And then Keandre Mason. All right, Mr. Temple, thank you. You have a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office. Is this one a plea out to?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the offer?
The offer is a withhold.
I have a question, sorry. I spoke to Mr. Temple, and he was more interested in doing the diversion program, so he won't have a record. And we was wondering if the court would see fit that he's ROR today and allow him to pursue that. There is no criminal record that I know of, so no.
And this state would recommend that, other than, I just conveyed the offer because he might want to plea today.
All right, I will, there's probable cause to support the arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. I will OR the defendant today. Mr. Temple, where do you live?
I live in Knights Inn, and I have another hotel by Jordan.
Okay, how does your attorney get in contact with you?
I have a phone.
What's your phone number?
I have to download an app to get the phone number, but I don't have an activated phone.
Okay, do you have an email address?
Yes, I do.
What's your email?
Capital I almost made it 9876 gmail.com.
I almost made it.
I'm trying to make a quick account.
That's all it is? I almost made it?
Yes.
At Gmail?
No, I almost made it 9876.
At Gmail?
Yes.
And he does qualify for PTR.
He does qualify for, you know what, that might be safer. Would he have to pay anything for that? Okay, let me just do the OR. Here's the deal, Mr. Temple. The way everyone is doing court now, it's virtual. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to miss out on your court appearances. You need to make sure that this email address, I almost made it, 9876 at Gmail, stays current, or you stay in contact with your attorney. Because if you don't make court, then you're going to find a warrant out for yourself, and then you're going to end up back in jail. So if that email address changes, you need to stay in contact with your attorney. That's going to be your responsibility, okay?
Yes.
All right. Play around if you want to. You're going to end up back in jail. All right, then. Good luck to you, sir. Who's next? Sir, what is your name?
My name is, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Marcus Brandy.
Can you say your last name again for me, please?
Brandy? Sorry.
Brandy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
It doesn't say what. Wait, out of county. Yep.
Out of county hold for Osceola.
Okay, Mr. Brandy.
Yes, ma'am.
You have been arrested on a charge of battery. There's
Excuse me?
probable cause. You've been arrested on a charge of battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office.
One moment, ma'am.
Your Honor, is this an out-of-county arrest?
Is this out of county?
Ma'am.
Okay, first of all, that's the wrong
I think
case.
that,
Okay.
yes, ma'am, okay.
I'm like, you don't know what you've been arrested for?
No, ma'am,
Okay.
I'm not a violent person.
Okay, that's on me.
This case was a failure to appear, but I was in communication with the clerk of the courts in Osceola County, and they were not receiving any more inmates, as far as my knowledge, with the clerk of courts from last week. And I was informed by a sheriff's officer. I live in a high crime area, so they frequently talk to us.
Okay.
So I was told that they weren't extraditing on the Osceola County.
No, they're not moving anybody around. Okay, so you're arrested on an out-of-county warrant for drug paraphernalia. Does that sound right?
Yes, ma'am, it's in Osceola County.
Yes, sir.
But I was informed that,
So
oh, sorry.
I
go
will
ahead.
just I'm just going to appoint the public defender's office, and my understanding is the way it works, they're going to get in contact with Osceola County and see if your case can be resolved up here.
Okay.
And that's all that I can tell you about.
Okay,
this
so that's,
particular case.
I was just curious as to why the non-extradition was changed, because think about
Because of-
2 weeks ago.
Because of COVID. It's
Yeah.
COVID. No, that's all it is.
No, I mean, they changed it to having me go.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know then. Well, here's the deal.
Okay.
I've appointed the public defender's office, so talk with your PD about this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, your issue, though, sir, is that you have, you were out on bond for a charge of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, resisting without, possession of cannabis, paraphernalia, and ammunition by someone who committed a delinquent act. Case 2020 CF 6569AO. Your bond is going to be revoked in that case, and your new bond is going to be set at none. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay. Is there any way that my bond cannot be, is there a specific reason why my bond is being revoked on that first case?
Because you committed a new law offense on this case, and the original charge for the court has deemed to be serious enough.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't commit, on this arrest, I was just picked up by the officers. I didn't commit a new offense. I was just picked up walking down the
It
street.
was a warrant?
It was a warrant.
It's a warrant?
Yes, ma'am. It was a warrant. I didn't commit a new crime.
Okay, well then I won't revoke your bond.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
So, Your Honor, that would be no action on the Orange
So I'm
County.
not going to take any action on that other sheet.
Okay, so I'm just waiting for Osceola to come and,
I don't know who you're waiting on. Hold on, wait.
all right. So tell you.
On the charges that were out of bond, were you talking
Am I
about
supposed to be
3
in?
charges or you named 6?
I read off whatever y'all talked about, but that's why I always announce the court case number. So whatever the court case number is, that's.
Right, because I know he had a total of 6 and 3 was no action. I just want to
And
make
that
sure.
probably is the case. He probably was arrested on all of those, and then the state filed the information, and they only picked up 3 of them.
Okay.
But that's why I always give that case number, so y'all can pull up the case number and see what it is. All right, so yeah, I'm not, Mr. Brandy.
Yes, ma'am.
You still are okay on this,
Thank you.
that other case.
Thank you.
I bet I scared you.
Yes, ma'am, you sure did. You sure did.
I
I appreciate you hearing me out, and
All right, you're welcome, sir.
you have a good day.
You too. All right, who's next?
James Limoges.
Limoges?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, Mr. Limoges. All right, Mr. Limoges, you have here an out-of-county warrant. You were arrested on an out-of-county warrant out of Volusia County. It looks like it's for dealing in stolen property. And so they're just, let me just make sure I'm right. So they are held here until Judge Carter gets in contact with the Volusia County judge to see if the deal.
Unless they want to bond. They have bonds, they can bond.
Or they can bond out. Okay. So you have the out-of-county warrants. Your bonds are $5,000, $2,500, $2,500, and $5,000. So if you can make your bond, you can bond out. That's all. Good luck. That's it. Good luck to you.
Do you know a time frame in which, roughly something would happen? Or can you put
Like
the public defender from here to deal with that over there?
Oh, yes, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. And from there, Judge Carter here will talk to the public defender, the judge in Volusia County to see if they have a problem with you resolving your case here, if that's what you want to do. But you could also bond out if you wanted to.
I won't be able to bond out. And you said Judge Carter?
Don't worry about that part. If you can't bond out, I've appointed a public defender.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
public defender is going to talk to you,
Yes, ma'am.
and that public defender is going to work out whatever deal they need to work out to get your case resolved. So make sure you talk to your attorney on Monday morning.
Monday morning, who do I ask for?
Can I talk to my lawyer? My name is Mr. Limoges, and my case number is blah.
I can't
That's all.
hear.
You're just gonna call the public defender's office and you're gonna tell them who you are, what your case number is, and you are going to tell them you'd like to speak with your attorney.
Very well, thank you so much.
Mr. Mason, is there somebody there named Mr. Mason? All right, Mr. Mason, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 out-of-county warrants as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Out of St. Lucie County.
Yes, ma'am.
And your bonds are set at $200,000 on counts 1 and 2, and $150,000 on counts 3 and 4. They are for attempted sexual battery on a child under 12. I can't see what the other two are. Other three. Count 2 is lewd or lascivious molestation, offender under 18, victim under 12, lewd or lascivious conduct, offender under 18. And count 4, lewd or lascivious exhibition, offender under 18. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. And this one is out of St. Lucie County.
Yes.
Good luck to you, sir.
How much is the bond?
Huh?
How much is the bond?
A lot. It's like 200,000, 200,000 plus 300,000. So it's like, what's it? 2, 4, 7, 700,000. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Cody Maxwell. And after him, I have David Ochino. Mr. Moxley, you have out-of-county arrest out of Lake County.
We have 5 different ones.
He has 5?
There should be 3, ma'am.
We got 5.
All right. I see 3 on the first case. It's 10,000, 2,000, and 500 for burglary to a conveyance, grand theft and fraud. 10,000, 2,000, and 500. And then there's another out-of-county warrant for grand theft motor vehicle out of Lake County for 2,000. And then there's another out-of-county warrant out of Lake County for VOP on a grand theft charge, and the bond is set at none. So that's 5 counts. So
that's Volusia, I think.
That one's Volusia. Public defender is appointed to represent you. And then there's more.
We got 5.
That's the Volusia.
Volusia has 2.
2 VOPs?
2 VOPs.
And then there's a second VOP out of Volusia. Bond is set at 0. And then out of Osceola County, there are 3 out-of-county warrants. Grand theft between $750 and $5,000. False fire alarm and resisting an arrest. Bonds are $500 each there out of Osceola County.
And that's it.
And that's it, right?
Ma'am, what is false
So the
fire alarm?
public defender's office is appointed to represent you on those cases. And you're just going to get in contact with your public defender's office and talk with your PD on resolving your cases. Mr. Ochino?
I just want to know what a false fire alarm is, ma'am.
I don't know. I don't have the affidavit. I just have that you were arrested on an out-of-county warrant.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. David Ochino.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you were arrested on an out-of-county warrant out of Volusia
Yes, ma'am.
for failure to appear on felony battery charge, and the bond there is set at none.
Your Honor, I've been incarcerated for the past 2 months. That's where the failure to appear comes from.
And I've appointed the public defender's office so that they can work on that for you. They'll be able to hash all that out. Scott Bell. Mr. Bell, you have a warrant out of Polk County for failure to appear on a petty theft. Your bond in that case is set at $500, and I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, I would like to approach the bench with a plea.
I don't have an offer for you, sir. That's on an out-of-county case. So there's no plea for you on this matter.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Hassan Abdul Concepcion. All right. Mr. Concepcion, you have a violation of probation charge here. There is probable cause to support that. It has been signed by Judge Marquez. Your bond in this matter is set at none, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And I'm taking no action on the other one because it looks like he was arrested on a VOP, and then there's this charge here. Okay. All right, thank you. All right. And, sir, what is your full name?
Malik Stubbs.
All right. Mr. Stubbs, you have a violation of probation charge. It's a VOP for robbery. There's probable cause to support that, and your bond on that case is set at none. You also have a new law violation for grand theft, third-degree motor vehicle. There's probable cause in that case, and your bond there was set at $1,000. It will be stayed at that amount. I will appoint the public defender to represent you on both of those cases.
He has 3. He has another VOP.
There's another one? There's a VOP for robbery. There's another VOP for robbery. There are 2 VOPs for robbery. No? This book is, that is the same case.
The case numbers are different.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong case number. So it's case number 19 CF 6346AO. That's a violation of probation for robbery. Bond is set at none. Public defender is appointed. 19 CF 6196AO. Violation of probation for robbery. Bond is set at none. And then the new law violation for grand theft motor vehicle, the bond is set at not none. The bond is set at $1,000. All right. Good luck to you, sir. Public defenders appointed on all of those cases. All right. Sir, what is your name?
William Lewis Johnson.
All right. Mr. Johnson, you have a charge of disorderly conduct. There is probable cause to support the arrest. Is there an offer in this case, Ms. Bush?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt. 2 days credit time served, and court costs.
All right. Sir, do you wish to take that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Johnson, do you read, write, and understand English?
Yes.
How far have you gone in school?
11.
All right. And has anyone forced or threatened you to get you to enter a plea today?
Yes. No contest.
Okay, you want to plead no contest? Okay. Is anybody making you enter a plea today?
No.
All right, so you're pleading freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right, then. Are you under the influence of any drugs or medicine or alcohol?
No.
And do you have any kind of mental issue that makes you confused or not know what you're doing?
No.
All right, then. Sir, you know when you enter a plea, you're giving up different constitutional rights.
Yes.
You're giving up your right to a trial. You're
Yes.
giving up your right to remain silent and to testify.
Yes.
You're also giving up your right to ask the state's witnesses questions and also to call your own witnesses.
Yes.
And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent. Any questions about that?
No.
All right, Mr. Johnson, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could face immigration proceedings by entering a plea today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, then. A plea of guilty admits the crime. A plea of no contest says, I don't admit, I don't deny. And that's the plea that you want to enter into today?
Yes.
All right, then. This charge is punishable by up to 60 days in jail and a $500 fine and 6 months of probation. Do you understand those maximum penalties?
Yes.
All right, then. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest. I find you're entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing and intelligent waiver of your rights. You understand the consequences. There's a factual basis to accept the plea. So I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, order that you serve 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I'm going to reduce your court costs to a civil judgment. Any questions, sir, about your sentence?
No.
You have 30 days to appeal.
Thank
If you need an attorney, let me know. I'll appoint one.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, sir. Good luck to you. I have Donald Shelton.